Okay, here's all the cards. 6-deck Blackjack. Dealer stands on all 17s. Blackjack pays 3-2. No surrender. Shoe number 7 of Stearn versus flat betting. So, almost made it. Stearn, this series has been the most difficult one so far. I guess even harder than the 5-way. Martingale, Paroley, 1326 Fibonacci versus flat betting. Because of the way that the Stearn for Blackjack system works, that it's a deviation from basic strategy, and having to run multiple shoes once that deviation from basic strategy interrupts the natural flow of the cards, or the, I don't know, the simultaneous flow of the cards, whatever it would be. So yeah, I am glad that this is the last one. Of course, you know, 7 shoes is never going to be enough to be conclusive about whether or not Stearn can beat flat betting. But sure has been revealing, educational. Learned a lot about the Stearn system. You know, I've never tried to use it before, and then there are some situations which come up in Blackjack, sort of like we would find in Fibonacci and a little bit in Martingale, where you have to kind of decide, you know, how to work it out. Because of the way that Blackjack, you can have multiple, or you can lose more or less than your original base bet, because you can split and double down. Kind of changes some of the things, or just, like I said, gives you something to have to take into account. So I think that we actually now have all those things worked out. And in doing so, realize, I think I have this right, realize that sometimes, you know, Stearn is a negative progressive betting system, like Martingale and Fibonacci, which, you know, Martingale and Fibonacci always seek to close your cycle at either a gain of 1 unit for Martingale or for break even for Fibonacci. It seems to me like it is acceptable in Stearn to close your sequence for a loss. That's just how I'm looking at it. You know, there's nothing in the documentation that says that that is the case, but it's, you know, by running these cards like this and running into some of the scenarios that come up, it seems like it's that way. Or, you know, and it could be that it's not. Could be that that's not what they intend. But such things are not covered in the documentation, and as well as some of the other things that I discovered running this that are not covered in the documentation, which I've probably complained about in every single shoe, that it would have been so easy, after all the thought they gave to everything, to just be fully clear about it, about how things should be. And, you know, maybe that is like, you know, I did a lot of programming professionally, as a, I guess, as a career, if you want to call it that. So I'm used to having to, like, troubleshoot and work through scenarios where the user does things that you may not want them to do. So you kind of have to anticipate or what they're doing, and build things into your routines to cover all of those, you know, unusual user interactions. And so I find, you know, I approach things kind of in that logical manner. And I feel that some of that is missing from Stearn, that it feels like it was figured out at a mathematical level, but didn't really get through all the different permutations. And if you watch the whole series, you will see some of those things come up. Most notably would be what to do if you get past the 9th progression. And one could argue that it is in there, because it does talk about a couple different things, how much to come to the table with, having targets that you win at, and where you are done for your day, or at least for that particular I don't want to, I guess, session, but that you may come back still and run another session later in the day. But I still don't feel like they covered 100% of things, because even those setting of win targets doesn't necessarily cover all the situations. It's close, very close, but I mean, if you're going to publish a blackjack system like that and get people to pay for it, you should have worked out every single detail, I think. Or one should not purchase a system that hasn't worked all of these things out. Again, I'm not saying that they didn't, they did a good job, I think, with Stearn. And maybe those these things I'm talking about are covered, but if they are covered, it's not very clear. I still have questions about it, and I think that is a deficiency. Anyways, I'm just rambling while I get the shuffle done. You all know, or regular viewers know, I like to show the whole thing, and to show that I'm not trying to influence the cards in any particular way. The only time I'll go off camera is if the need arises to make a mirrored shoe. We're using the blue deck, and I'm pretty sure that as few people are willing to watch the entire shuffle procedure, I'm pretty confident that even a smaller number of people would be willing to watch me mirror the decks, or mirror the shoes. Takes a little while, depending on where we are in the shoe. No one wants to see. No, you don't need to see that. I'm not cheating when I do that. I'm doing the very best I can. 75-80% penetration there gives us at least 45 hands on every 6-deck shoe that we have run so far. So no reason really to not expect that. Each system starts with 50 units. Each will play the same hand until there is a reason to have them play divergent shoes. So I show you all the chips, the units. These are units, not dollar amounts. If you want to scale this up into dollar amounts, 1 unit is $5 or $10 or $25 or $100, whatever you're choosing to play at. Table max is 100 units. It's possible to get to that. Flat better plays by basic strategy. Stearn plays by the Stearn strategy, which I said is pretty much, that's a burn card. Pretty much basic strategy, but it has some variations, mostly with splits and double downs. I will show that to you as needed. Let's get going. 7th shoe. So I am glad that this is going to be over. 20 will stand. I don't need to do an ace check because I got to flip it anyways. 13, 23. Okay, so it's always nice to start the shoe with a win. Okay, so the idea with Stearn is after your first, I guess, consecutive win, you press the entire wager. If you lose, you move down the progression. If you win the pressed or parlayed, I should actually probably call it parlay. Parlayed wager. If you win the parlayed wager, then you have completed the cycle and you start over at position 1, which I will show you. So this is a position 1 parlay. I keep track of the number of hands that we run. I also keep track of where you are in the current losing streak for Stearn, not for flat betting. 19 stands, 8, 14, 24. So just like that. Now Stearn will drop back to position 1, single unit wager. What I'm talking about with the position will become more clear as we start getting into the losing, or as I bring out the sheet, which I may do that just for this. Anyways, insurance, neither system takes insurance, so insurance closed, or neither strategy, betting system takes insurance. This is what I'm talking about with the progression, the position. So as you lose, you move down 1. When you win, you stay at that same position, parlaying your bet. And if you win, you start over. If you lose, it's just like a regular loss, and you move down to the next one. So if you're at 3 and then you win and you parlay and you lose, you go to 4, and your wager would be 2 units. Okay, so slightly different strategies for double downs and splits. Where this LV 1 through 6 is the level that you are in here, and then which hand you have versus which is the dealer's card. So it changes. It gets more conservative and tighter. Now I have some issue with that, which you know, after level 7, they don't want you to double down, and they don't want you to split. So they, you know, here with 8s especially, you're just going to play your 16, your week 16 against, you know, a 7. You're not going to try to split that just because you have more money out. And same with aces. Personally, I love to split. I love to double down, because that is when the odds are more in your favor. So, you know, suddenly you're not going to double down your 11 or your 10, you know, just because you have more out there. But that's your chance to win more. Sure, more risk, but more reward. Anyways, pair of 9s, you're on level 1. So that's where you're here. This is just to explain it to you. You would double down to anything from a 2 to a 9 except a 7. So not against the ace. Okay? And that is also regular basic strategy. So you would just treat this as a hard 18 and you just stand there. Alright, so we declined insurance. I hadn't looked yet. It's not there. 18 we stand. I guess I kind of got ahead of myself. 4, 14, 17. So you win again. Okay? So again, position 1 parlay for Stearn. 20 will stand to a dealer 7, 9, 20. Push. Push is a repeat of the same position and same wager. The only thing that is you would ever take anything back is if you had a double down wager during a push, you would take back the extra bets going back to, you know, what your original wager was at the beginning of the hand. So again, position 1 parlay. 18 stands, 19. So this will put Stearn, starting to go down the progression, into position 2, wager of 1 unit. Let's do an ace check. It's not there. 12 hits to a dealer 10. 19. 20. So Stearn going now to position 3. Still single unit. Ace check. Not there. 13 hits. There you go. 21. 17. So Stearn, you get back 1 from your lost column, which you will parlay, which I will offset like this here to help me keep track of where you are in your losing streak. That shows me that this is position 3, that's position 2, and then your position 1 is down here. At the casino, if you try to offset your chips like this, they're going to stack them up straight. Okay? They're also not going to keep this lost column for you. So I keep telling you, if you want to play this way and with Fibonacci, take the strategy on a small card, pencil, an eraser, so that you can keep track of where you are in the sequence. especially when it starts getting kind of weird, which you may or may not see in this shoe, but you can see it in some of the other ones. And the Fibonacci too can get pretty complicated, and there's so many distractions. Hey, somebody over there just got the big jackpot on the slots. Everybody turns around and looks, and you come back and you go, where was I in my progression? So if you were keeping track, then it's no problem. 9, 14, 17. Do you remember where you are in the progression with all that distraction? I do, because I'm keeping track. I would just have to find a way to do that on paper. You are position 4. Remember that was a position 3 parlay. You are now wagering 2 units. $12 hits to a dealer 9, 22, 11. Huh? See, they would have had 21, so it didn't matter. Position 5, 2 units. 12 stands to dealer 4, 9, 16, 26. That's the first 10 hands. Like I told you, I keep track. That will be useful when we get to doing the summary, which comes next, so we can get an idea of what the expected win-loss per hand may be. So this will be a position 5 parlay. It's 2 on top of 2 offset to help me keep track of things. Of course, in the casino, like I said, they're going to straighten out the stack because they don't want you keeping track. They want you to forget so that you screw up your system and leave more money with them. Okay, position 5 parlay for Stearn. 13 will stand to a dealer 4, 12, 22, and with that you get the remaining 4 from your loss column for Stearn. I still think you probably closed out for a gain of a single unit. I'm not entirely sure. I've got enough to keep track of without tracking that, but you definitely, you didn't lose any extra, I don't think. Position 1 for Stearn, single unit wager. 18 stands, 20, and right back into it, going into position 2. So Stearn seems like a real nice system, but I've said, I've had some problems with it. For one, I don't like deviating from basic strategy. 16 hits, 22. I know it's not the only system which does things a little bit differently than basic strategy, but the argument for basic strategy is that basically that they've got it figured out to reduce the house edge as much as possible. So I'm not quite sure why Stearn decided that it would be best to change that. Anyways, this is position 3 for Stearn, or level 3. So you're here, you have an 11, you look down, you would double down anything from a 2 to a 9, which is regular basic strategy anyways, so that's not going to screw up our flow out of the shoe, so no problems there. 13. And this is where it might screw things up, like if Stearn for some reason had not doubled down, at level 7 wouldn't double down to an 8. So, but a 13 to an 8, he would hit again. So Stearn would take, another card, which is, either going to be the dealer's card, or if the dealer has a 10 here, going to become, the next card that you see. Just sort of like when somebody hits when they're not supposed to, or something like that, and they end up, quote unquote, taking the dealer's bust card. And then that's how that, it's one thing how it affects that hand. How does it affect the next hand, and the one after that, and the remainder of the shoe? So that's why, if it happens, I stop, I mirror the decks, and we play them out at the level of the shoe, rather than just hand to hand. Okay, is that enough? Try to get back to work here. 12. Again, see, this would have gone here, would have been a 16, you would have hit again to an 8, so they'd really start to diverge there. That is a 15, 25. So now here's the thing. Okay, so for Stearn doubled down from position 3. Blackjacks and multiple wins from splits and double downs are not like you have 2 in your loss column. You can do it your way. That's not how we've been doing it. You could say, well, that closes out your loss or something like that, and maybe then you would parlay that. Thing is, that really starts to screw up if you then lose that parlay. So you only get back 1 from your loss column on the original wager. The double down wager, you know, again, you have to do this mentally on your own, but the way we're doing it here comes out of the dealer rack. Okay, so that you just take off, just like you would take off the bonus payment from a blackjack, and then you're going to parlay the original bet and its winnings. So you're still down by 1. They're offset to show that you're in position 3 parlay, because that's the system. That's my system of keeping track. And we just keep going. Talking too much, slowing things down. 17 stands, 8, 14, 19. But I want to just make sure it's clear, especially if you haven't been watching the other shoes. You just started. Position 4 for Stearn now. See, that's good that I was keeping track the way I was. Alrighty, let's just have a quick look. A pair of 2s. In levels 1 through 5, you double down anything from a 2 to a 7. Well, that's a 9. A 9 is not between 2 and 7, and that's, again, that is consistent with basic strategy. So this is just a 4, which of course you're going to hit. 14, you need to hit to a 9. Improve to an 18. Let's hope it holds out. 20, it does not. Position or level 5 for Stearn 2-unit wager. I hope that the decks don't end up having to get another deck, because it's that much harder for me. 16, 23, so we're going to be at position 5 parlay for Stearn. And we're looking at a dealer ace, so insurance, and of course insurance closed. Take a look, it's not there. 15 needs to hit. 19, that's good. 4, 14, 17. So Stearn is going to get back the remaining 3. Remember, I said it was position 5 parlay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parlayed on there, because this was the position 4 and 5, right? And I need to give him 1 more. I'm not exactly sure what the net win is, but it's more than a single unit, because actually no, this time I think it is a single unit. Yeah, because he didn't have any other parlayed wins in there. Whatever it is, I should stop talking about that, because I'm not keeping track of that entirely. I will show that I will make sure I get that in the summary to talk about it. They have a expected win column per level as part of the documentation, but I'll just do that in the summary. Anyways, position 1 for Stearn, single unit. 19, 13, 23. Try to speed up. I've been jabbering a bit here. Position 1 parlay. 14, 12, 18. 10 more hands, that's 20. Position 2. $13 stands. 5, 9, 19. Going to position 3 for Stearn. 5, 7, 18, soft 18, just making sure. Yeah, you would double if you could, but you can't, so you stand. 11, 13, 14, a lot of little cards, 19. Oops. Position 4 for Stearn. Of course, the casino's not going to let you make that correction once the cards are out. But I'm more than happy to take your extra units. In fact, if regular viewers have seen, sometimes I forget to put the chips out at all. And so I have to, and even after you lost, I still go in and take your money. Because we're not really playing. We're just trying to figure things out. Anyways, pair of 7s against the 2 in levels 1 through 5. Yes, you would double down. You would split that as you would in basic strategy. So we're no problems here still. We'll do this side first. See if we get another 7. Nope, 17. That's good, right? This side. 10. 10 to a 2. Basic strategy says double down. Let's see. Stearn does not want you to double down to a 2. That shouldn't cause a problem, because unless you get a 2, you're not going to hit anything else, right? So it's what, 1 in 13. So anyways, I'm going to do it like this, double down. Okay, see, so no one's going to hit again. Stearn is either missing out or not losing as much. So 18, 3, 13, 5, 15, 15, 20. Well, as it turns out, Stearn didn't lose as much. So everything goes down. Now, let me just take the flat better out first. Here, we already talked a bit about multiple wins, but we didn't talk about multiple losses for Stearn. Now, in Martingale and Fibonacci, Martingale, since it's just you want to, your next wager gets you back your entire losing streak plus 1. That's easy. You just add this onto your sum total. Fibonacci is a little bit different. I talk about that in my video on how to play Fibonacci in Blackjack. And you just stack these up, and then it's your last 2 losses. So this loss of 4 plus your other loss prior to this, which would have been 1, would be your next wager. Although in Fibonacci, that's not the sequence. That's just an example. That this isn't where you would be in the sequence. You would be at actually a higher amount. But for Stearn, if you start doing that, let me clear the cards. This is your losing streak, right? So you come down here, and that's 4. You could argue that this is your level 5 wager, but because if you stack it up, then your level 5 is only 2. If you're to lose that, or if you win that, it really just messes things up. So I just set it off on the side, to the side of the loss column that I keep for you, just to sort of try to keep track of whether or not you're closing your cycle for much of a gain or not. This will just kind of count against it. It won't come back as part of the payouts. That's how I'm doing it. It's this is one of those things I was talking about with Stearn, that they didn't really detail what to do in that situation. So I used my own reasoning to come up with the way to apply it. And so here we are again, splitting 7s. Just making sure, just checking on Stearn. Yeah, level 5 up through a 2 to a 7, and of course for basic strategy that's a split. Of course, I didn't even look, or did I? Playing this side first, 17. That's good. That seems familiar. And this one, 17 also. 14. As long as it's not another 7. We're good. So now, I've said this before, this is just similar to a multiple win from a double down. You get that one out of your loss column, and you'll get the other one out of the rack. But this time, since it's here, since you just lost it before, I'm going to put it there, just as, again, a way to kind of see how we are ending up at the end of this losing streak. you got to find, like I keep saying, you got to find a way to do that on your own at the casino, or if you don't agree with me and you want to play it somehow differently, by all means, go ahead. But you are only going to parlay one of the stacks. Okay, the other one, like we did before, you just take away. So this is, and I have it again, I have it offset to let me know, to remind me that this is position 5 parlay, to let me know either I complete the cycle on a win or I move to position 6 on a loss. Again, more stuff for you to keep track of through your own methodology. Okay, level 5 parlay, which is obviously that's a split for basic strategy. It is also a split for Stearn. Just offsetting it there to make it a mirror. Okay, playing this side first. 12 stands. 8 this side. 13 stands. 13. What's the most important card in this game? Not that one. Okay, so the original wager gets back the remaining 4 from the loss column. It actually looked like that because didn't you have another parlay in there? The other side of Stearn gets paid just regular. That would have been, like before, would have been your bonus. And that was on your position 5 parlay, so you completed the cycle for a healthy gain thanks to the splitting and and the multiple wins. So congratulations, that does well for Stearn. Stearn starting over position 1. Insurance closed. It's not there. Soft 15 hits. That is soft 17 to an ace. Stearn, it's just hit soft 17 until you have greater than or equal to a hard 17, so you're going to hit that. I'm just making sure that, yeah, you hit that as well for basic strategy. It's not really a 17, it's just a 7. Now it's a 17, and now you stand. What is that, 2 or 12? Now it's 12. 16. Too many. All right, position 1 parlay for Stearn. This time I actually do stack them up because there's nothing else to keep track of. What's with all these pairs? You should be playing poker. Pair of 6s. Stearn has you doing it levels 1 through 5, anything from a 3 to a 6, and that's exactly the basic strategy would have you also split to a 2. So again, Stearn just being slightly more conservative. Again, I don't necessarily agree with that. I'm not playing that 12 if I don't have to. Now I might get a 16 or I might get a 17. Now I do let you split after a double down, which the flat better can do. Stearn does not want you to double down only 9s, 10s, and 11s. Now, but if you check on basic strategy, you'll double down a soft 17, anything from a 3 to a 3, 4, 5, or 6. So we may or may not have a shoe divergence here. Depends on what comes up. Again, most likely, like you're not going to hit again because almost nothing. If you get a 2, you go to a 19. It's not a 9. You don't need to hit that again. Say you get like a 5, you have a 12. You're not going to hit a 12. So pretty much everything is covered. Just fewer chips out there. 20. Okay, this side. 8, hit. 11, double down, can't. 20 on both sides, yes, okay. And 13, you don't want to see the 8, and you don't. 18. So pay them all. Big win for Stearn, being that this was a position 1 parlay, and then with the split could have been bigger with additional double down, but Stearn, I guess, doesn't want to win as much. You know, I just don't agree with some of those things. But hey, as we've seen, often the flat better will lose, doubling down, and lose 2 wagers where Stearn would only lose 1. So anyway, position 1 for Stearn. Soft 14. That's not gonna be a double down. Obviously not a double down for Stearn. No, not to a 7. You know, the Stearn has got, I know the basic strategy, it's just got my mind all messed up. Hard 14, hits again. 24. 17. I've just been totally second guessing myself all through this of, oh, what am I supposed to do? Insurance closed. Oh, this time they have it. I have it. Not used to being the house. It's always me against the house. Position 3. This time I am the house. 20 will stand. 18. So that's 1 out of the loss column for Stearn. And will be position 3 parlay. That's the next 10 hands. So things are going fairly smoothly. A lot of splits and a lot of potential for things to happen. Of course, again, the casino's going to stack those up, but I'm going to keep them offset for keeping track. Quick ace checks, not there. 14 hits to a 10. 24 is too many, and then I can bring that right off. Separate them again to show me a losing streak of 3, which puts us in position 4, level 4. Wager is now 2 units for Stearn. Well, I don't have to look up that you're not going to split a pair of 9s, and you're not going to hit an 18 to a 10, and you're just going to lose. So that's easy. And we'll move us to level 5 for Stearn. Still a wager of 2 units. Now, basic strategy wants you to double down that 11. Stearn does not. So there, anything less than a 6, Stearn would hit again. Because if you have a 16, you're not gonna play that to the 10. Did I check? I can't remember. Okay, so here's a chance for things to go off, to go sideways. I hope you just get a 10 and then I don't have to worry about it. Monkey, good enough. 19. No extra cards needed. 15. 23. So 2 back out of the loss column for Stearn. Missing out on an opportunity to double down. Again. This is level 5 parlay for Stearn. Level 5, 11 to a 9. I'm bringing this sheet out. Yes, you will, but anything past level 6, you wouldn't. Again, I disagree. That 11 is so strong. Right? Am I right? 19, what'd you get? 19, push. Okay, well, we're getting everything in just about in this shoe of Stearn. So this is a push. That means that double down wager just goes back to you. Doesn't parlay in again, which is the same way we've done it on all the other systems. It's just a repeat of the wager and position of position 5 parlay for Stearn. And we'll check that's not there. So time and a half, even though that's a quarter, it represents a half of a unit. And Stearn, you're going to, this is the parlay, so you get the 3 back from your loss column, plus the 1 for your original wager. I know I'm supposed to put it all at once, and then plus the 2 for the bonus. Good? So you closed out that cycle for, decent, nice little gain there. 13, and we just move off, putting Stearn back, position 1, single unit wager. Ooh, back to back. You want it? Did you tip me? If you tip me, you can have it. You didn't tip me, you don't get it. You didn't tip me. Shame on you. Soft 15 hit to a 7. Soft 16 hits to a 7. A lot of aces, huh? Hard 13 hits. Dun, dun, dun. Most important card, 21. 16. 26. And finally, I need some change from y'all. Y'all doing so well. They had to call in, have the security guards bring the little plastic box over with some more units. Position 1 parlay for Stearn. Gonna ask you for insurance, which you will decline. Insurance is closed. It's not there. 20 stands. 5, 15. 15. 21. That feels like a real table. That's how it goes, isn't it? You think you have a nice, solid, good hand? He's got crap, and he draws you out. Position 2 for Stearn. 7. Hits. 17. 9. No, 15. Too many, 22. One back for Stearn. So this is, I'm gonna have to do it like this because that was out of the parlayed loss. So this is position 2 parlay. Helps me if I say it out loud. Don't start saying that too much at the casino. You don't need to let them know exactly what you're doing. 15 stands, 11, 16, 26. So one from the loss column, one from the rack. You complete the cycle. Congratulations. Going back to position 1, single unit wager. So far things are looking pretty good for Stearn here. This is hand 40. It'd be pretty hard for Stearn to actually bust out at this point. I suppose it's possible. Let's hope it doesn't happen. 9, position 1, will not double down to a 3 for Stearn, only to a 5 or a 6. However, basic strategy does have you double down. So either Stearn is missing out or he's, appropriately protecting himself. Let's see. 19. So far it looks like he's missing out. 9. 20. Stearn's smart, huh? Like I said, that was hand 40. You know, if you end the shoe in the middle of your progression, you need to decide how you're going to deal with things on the next shoe. You're going to pick up where you left off. You're going to, lick your wounds and go home. You're going to take your gains. This table will close. This casino will close at the end of this shoe. So you just wherever it ends, that's where it ends. You could be way down in your progression. Tough noogies. All right, 13 hits. 23. Hopefully you won't be way down, although it's starting to, after a few, we're expecting at least 3 more hands, so you could get down to level 6. Leave enough out there. You want it? Did you give me my tip yet? I don't have it. Do you? You do. 1 from your loss column, plus the half a unit. I guess you tipped me. Good for you. You will not parlay that half unit. Throw that off. Parlay. Let's see. That's position 3 parlay. Yes? Yes. 14 stands. No, sorry. Does not stand. Hits. That's the word. 19. 20. So we're going to move Stearn into position 4, which is 2 units. $20 stands, of course. 19. There you go. You get 2 back. Going to do it like that to help me keep track of where I am. And here we are, hand 45, so we made it. We will keep going until we hit the cut card, but look, we have always gotten at least 45 hands, 6 decks heads up against the dealer. 15 stands, 15, 21. Oh, so that's going to put Stearn at position 5, wager of 2 units. Did I jinx you by even mentioning that that was a possibility? Of course not. Well, 20 will stand. 12. 16. So this will be the last hand. 17. So you get back 2. Which you would parlay. However, this table is now closed. This casino is closed. So you were going to be colored up and you're asked to leave, I guess. Under normal circumstances, you would parlay that in position 5. If you won, you have 3 you're going to have to just walk away from in your last column. Okay? That's the way we're running it here. So sometimes that doesn't turn out so well for Stearn. You could argue, well, one more hand, I could have won that back. What'd you have? A parlay? You know, since they never do this in the casino, but we're allowed to do this. Okay, you had 3 in your loss column. You could fast forward if you don't like this. Okay, so 13, you need that 8. Oh, that's a bust. See, so then you would have gone down. If you insist on keep going, then you, oops, I better not actually take it from you. Put it here. Your next wager in position 6 is 4 units. 14, 24. See, you're still just losing. So be grateful that the shoe ended and the casino and the table closed and the casino closed. Okay, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Anyways, count them up. I'm going to change that for you there. So for the flat better, 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. There's your original buy-in. Anything else is gains. Gain of 6 units. Not bad. $5 table, it's 30 bucks. See how Stearn ended up. I can tell you already it's more. Got this half of a unit there. Oops. All right, Stearn. 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Can you see all those? That's 40. Those are 5s. 45, 50. There's your buy-in. Everything else is gains now. 5, 10, 15, 18 and a half. So Stearn up by 3 times as much. 15 and a half out of $5 table is 18 and a half is $92.50 in a gain on a $5 table, so that's pretty good. I think I'm not sure. Anyways, 46 hands up. Stearn up by 18 and a half, flat better up by 6. Thanks for watching. Summary comes next. Again, please like and subscribe. Bye.